doing today? My name's Eric. As always, I want to thank you for taking a couple minutes to check out my video today. On this episode of Smo'King, I'm going to show you how to make slow cooker keto pot roast. Now, pot roast is made from beef chuck roast or beef chuck steak. Very inexpensive piece of meat, and takes a little bit of a challenge to cook it properly. Now, I've smoked one in my smoker, it came out great. I've also sous vide one, came out great as well. But one of the ways I used to enjoy the most was putting it in the slow cooker and just let it simmer all day and fill the house with a delicious aroma. And since I'm on the keto diet with my wife, I decided to make a keto version. Now, if you're not on the keto diet, you can make a more traditional pot roast by throwing carrots and potatoes in, anything else you like. But I'm going to show you how to do one that's keto friendly. So I got around 5 pounds worth of beef chuck. I got a green pepper, an onion. I got some ranch dressing seasoning mix. I got a stick of butter, some minced garlic, some beef broth. I got some sliced pepperoncinis we're going to add to give it a little bit of a spice, and just salt and pepper. It's really easy. The great thing about cooking in the slow cooker is you throw all the ingredients in the morning, you set it on low, you go to work, you do all the stuff you need to do during the day, and when you come home, the house is filled with a delicious aroma, and you have a delicious home-cooked warm meal waiting for you. It's such a great feeling when you come home and experience that. So stick around. I'm going to show you how to make this step by step. Let's get cooking. Alright, so the only real prep work you need to do is chop up an onion and a green pepper, pour around 1/2 cup of pepperoncinis. You can add a little bit of that juice too, but just be careful, that can add a little strong flavor to it. The garlic, open up the can of beef broth, that's about it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take these chuck steaks and we're just going to place them on the bottom of the slow cooker. Okay, just like that. Now I'm just going to apply a light dose of salt and pepper. Let me get these gloves off. Yeah, a little bit of salt and pepper. Not too much. We can always add more salt down the line, but we do need a little. But the ranch packet does have some spices as well as salt in it, so don't go crazy. Okay, so we got salt and pepper. Now I'm going to take the onions and green peppers and just pour that on top. Like so. Now we're going to pour the beef stock in. Now I'm using 1 can, which is 14.5 ounces. You can add more or less. Okay, we're going to add the garlic. I got around 4 or 5 cloves of garlic here. We're going to add that. And there's no need to stir this up right now. We'll do that a little bit later. We're going to take the ranch seasoning packet. And this is a, let's see, 1 ounce package of Hidden Valley ranch dressing. We're just going to sprinkle that on top. Okay. We're going to throw in the pepperoncinis. I got a little bit of juice in there. And last but not least, a whole stick of butter. And just throw it in on the top here. Boom. Let me clean this up. I want to show you how it looks like in the crock pot here. Be back in a second. Alright, so here you are, all the ingredients in. It doesn't look that appealing right now. There's no need to stir it. As it heats up, the butter's going to melt and everything's going to come to a simmer. We might have to pull the beef out several hours down the road here just to shred it up. It's going to be absolutely delicious. It's going to be in a great gravy. But for now, we're just going to put the lid on and we're going to let it cook all day. Now, I'm here all day, so I'm going to cook it on low for 8 to 9 hours. If you're in a hurry, you can put it on high, and then you're like 4 or 5 hours. And that's it. That's what's so great about this recipe. I mean, how simple can it get? So I'm going to go enjoy my day. I'll meet up with you guys in a little bit, and we'll check it in a few hours, see how it's coming along. See you shortly. It's been around an hour and 20 minutes. I've had it on high. I just want to kind of get things going quicker. I think I'll switch it down to low, but I haven't opened up this lid since I put it on a couple hours ago. So let's take a look here. Ooh, it smells wonderful. Let's give the top a little stir here. I still see some garlic particles, and the onions and green peppers seem to be cooking down nicely. Let's take a look at this beef here. I think I'll spin it around. Yeah, see, it definitely still needs some more time to where it's going to get nice and tender enough for us to shred it. So there you go. It's not looking too shabby. Ooh, it smells wonderful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lid back on it and turn it on low, and we'll give it some more time here. It's still it's around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so we got a little bit more time to wait till dinner. But it's looking good. We'll be back shortly. Alright, you know what time it is. Beverage review time. Dad's going to try Dank and Sticky Hop Freshener Series Indian Pale Ale. I don't know about the name of this, but let's see. 8.5% alcohol. 1 pint, brewed and canned by the Hop Concept, San Marcos, California. So that's what I'm having. And here's my daughter Ava Grace and my son Kyle. Say hi.
Hi.
My daughter's trying something. It's Apple and Eve Very Berry Juice. And my son Kyle, I saw this at the store. I'm running out of things to buy for him. He's tried every soda. This one, he's never tried. I didn't even know what it was. We looked it up, but I know it's from Mexico. He tried a pineapple version of theirs a little while back, but this is a tamarind, natural flavored soda with real sugar. And I didn't know what that was, but Kyle looked it up on the internet. What is it, Kyle?
I don't remember.
No, remember, it looked like a nut, but it's actually a fruit.
A coconut nut is a big, big nut. If you eat too much, you get very fat.
Okay, I wonder if you're going to like this.
Sing along.
Look at the color.
That coconut
No, Kyle, come on.
is
We're doing
big,
a beverage
nut.
review.
If you eat too much, you get very fat. Fat.
Come on, we're doing
It
a
was like
review.
fat.
All right, and Ava, oh, I got to open mine. You know how to put the straw in your bottle? Or in your
Don't
box,
drink
I should
it yet,
say?
though, Eva.
It's not a bottle.
I'm sorry, you're right.
And I'm not gonna drink it until I know how to put the straw in.
Don't drink it
Ooh, it's a
yet.
thick head.
We'll tell you when.
I know, because I had to think about it until the next thing.
That coconut
Kyle, come on,
is
stop.
a big
Okay.
nut.
As always, guys, I appreciate you watching my video. Thanks and cheers. You guys ready? Let's do a cheers. Cheers.
Squish his bottle.
Cheers.
Kyle, cheers.
Tweers.
All right.
Cheers.
Thanks again, guys.
Cheers. Now let's try our juices.
Juices.
Yeah, that's
I'm the
hoppy
only one having
for
these.
sure. Tastes like grapefruit. Well, it's actually pretty good. That initial shock, first beer of the day, it's very hoppy, but it's balanced out by the sweetness. It does taste like tangerine. All right, Ava Grace, how's your Very Berry Juice?
It tastes like grape berries are fighting all the berries.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
All right. And Kyle, come
Eva
on.
also thinks that we're all drinking juices
Okay, tell me how that tastes, Kyle.
with grape berries.
What does that taste like? I'm curious.
I'm curious too.
Well, how's it
It
taste?
tastes sweet and sour. I don't know what this.
Sweet and sour.
See that
It
in the
tastes-
video.
Sweet and sour and
Well, if I wasn't on the keto diet, I'd give it a shot, but that's made with lots of real sugar.
it wouldn't hurt you.
So what do you think? Is it better than like cola or
It tastes
Fanta
like it tastes
Orange
like Dr. Pepper if it was sweet and sour.
Oh, okay. I mean,
That's
would you
the best I
pick
can
this?
explain it.
Would you pick this over a root beer or something else, or another soda? Like if you were in a restaurant and they had all the
Maybe,
things,
except
and this was one of the choices. What do you think?
maybe.
Maybe.
This tastes like Dr. Pepper, sweet, like sweet and sour, without that Dr. Pepper like medical taste to it.
Okay. Huh. And is that your favorite juice, Ava Grace?
I guess.
Yeah?
It's like, I guess.
I think it is. I'm not sure which one is mine.
They're tired. They've been at the park all day. Well, again, guys, as always, I appreciate you watching my video. Cheers. I'll be back in a second. I'm going to pull the beef out of here. We're going to shred it up, and it's pretty much going to be ready to eat here within a couple hours. Until then, I'm going to enjoy this. Cheers.
Why not?
It's okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Say cheers to everyone at home, Ava Grace.
Cheers to everyone at home, Ava Grace.
All right, guys.
Cheers.
We'll see you in a little bit. All right, it's been around 5 hours total, only a couple hours on high, but I think it's been long enough that we can shred this beef. So, very carefully. Yeah, it's already starting to fall apart. Woo! Just get something like this. You can put the beef on, and I'm just got a couple big forks. Woo. You can see it's already falling apart. Oh man, it smells wonderful. The whole house has been smelling great today. And you know, you can always add more pepperoncinis if you like. That's up to you. Alright, so you just see it's already pretty much started to shred. You're just going to take a couple forks. You're just going to start shredding it up like this. So I'm going to shred this all up really nice. And then I'm going to put it back into this liquid, this gravy. And we're just going to let some of this gravy absorb into this into these beef pieces, because you can see as we shred them, the inside's kind of a little dry. It's ready to absorb some of that extra moisture. Now if you find some big pieces of fat, like here's a piece of fat right here. Oops. We're going to throw that away because no one wants to eat fat. But a little fat, most of that fat's already melted down a little bit. But just shred it like this. I'll be back in a second. Alright, here you are. I just wanted to show you after I shredded it. Look at that. So I'm just going to add all this shredded beef back into that liquid. We're going to put it on low, let it simmer, and just let it kind of soak up some of that gravy. There we go. We'll be back shortly. Alright, I just wanted to show you. I just added it back here to the slow cooker. And just stir it in like this. And like I said, the liquid's going to reduce down a little bit because this is going to absorb some of that excess liquid. You want to have a little extra liquid too. Now, especially if you want to freeze this, you can put it a little in a freezer bag with a little bit of the juice and freeze it. Just heat it up in the slow cooker or on the stovetop. It's delicious. Just like that. Man, it looks good. So it's pretty much done. We're just going to let it kind of absorb some flavors and kind of, you know, we're not quite ready to eat, but we will be shortly. That's a great thing also about the slow cooker. Just turn it on low or keep warm, and it'll stay ready until you're ready. We'll be back shortly.
Okay, so now we're going to dish this out and we're going to give it a try. Boy, does this smell amazing. Amazing. It smells like Italian beef.
Yeah, it does remind me of Italian beef.
Let's
Especially
see.
with those
so juicy.
peppers in there.
Oh yeah, that looks amazing. It smells so good. I can't even imagine how good it's gonna taste. All right, let's take a bite of this bad boy.
All right, here I am with my wife Monica. We've steamed some cauliflower, and we put a little bit on the dish here just to try. We're going to serve it over the cauliflower and maybe put a little bit of melted cheese on it just because we're on keto and we need that fat.
And who doesn't like cheese? Let's be honest.
But if you weren't on keto and you were making it just like this is perfect to put on like a French roll with maybe some melted mozzarella. It reminds me of kind of, like you said, Italian beef sandwich from Chicago.
Oh yeah, wait, can I hold this up to the... Look, go ahead. I mean, look at that. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not. I don't want to make the juice go everywhere. It is so juicy. It's so...
Yeah, and it's got a lot of gravy. So like I mentioned earlier, if you want to like freeze it in like an individual freezer bag and then reheat it later, either sous vide or in a, even in the crock pot. Yeah, no problem. Oh man, this is so good.
That is so good. This has to be one of my favorites now. I always say that, but this truly has tons of flavor. It's not too mushy, but it's tender. It's so delicious.
Yeah, it's still one of my favorite ways to cook chuck roast. I mean, like I said, I've done it sous vide, I smoked it, and those are both great. But I mean, this is kind of the way I remember eating a good pot roast, like a hearty meal, just simmering all day, and you know, it's delicious. And that gravy, oh man.
Do you remember me saying though earlier, I'm not a huge pot roast fan, and I was actually telling him, honest to God, earlier, that I wasn't real thrilled about it, but I would be open-minded, and I couldn't stop myself. He had to get the food out right now.
Yeah, she came home with the kids. I'm like, you want to take a little sample?
Oh.
You know, and we'll do the video when they're in bed. And she's like, oh, okay. And then like I came out like 5 minutes later, she's like just standing over here,
It was so
just like shoveling it in.
good.
I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't think you liked pot roast.
No, I really don't. I'm not a huge meat eater, but this was just...
No, it's really good. And,
It's really good.
Like you saw, it's very simplistic. So, you know, whether you're on keto or not, if you're not, add some, you know, potatoes, some carrots, some, I don't know, celery, whatever you want. Stir
yeah, that'd
it
be
in.
good.
Yeah, maybe put a little bit more beef stock in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, perfect. This is so delicious. I really love it.
And you put 1 bell pepper. I would have, honestly, because I like my vegetables a lot, so I'd say 2 would even, if you're on keto too especially, that would stretch it, and it would make it more veggie-ish, but it is really good. You couldn't go wrong with that.
I figure one of each.
Yeah, it was good.
As always, guys, I appreciate you watching my video. If you like what you see, please hit the like button. Check out my website up above, ericsmokingbbq.com, and please consider subscribing. I'd love that. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.